Greetings, queens and kings, if you stopping by. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Black History Month. Assalamu alaikum. Power to the people. Yes, it's our month. Step up to the front. Don't let nobody hold you back, especially our unmelanated people, family out there. Um, don't play us today. Not this month. We're not trying to hear that, right? Hey, all about my people. What can I say? I love mine. I'm black and I'm proud. Yes. How we doing? I hope we had an amazing week. I know this year has kicked off a little crazy on so many different levels, but don't let nobody stress you out. And definitely do not let anyone steal your joy. Now, episode 5. Yeah, we had a little intense issues. It really ended on a crazy note. And Sabrina got baby fever, y'all. Woo-wee. Let's get into it. Now, we knew where we ended at last week. Zach came up in the shop like he was old Big Willie, right? And talking about this DNA test, which I agree, it's a time and a place for that. And like Andy told Fatima, he shouldn't have did that on her job. I don't think so either. But, she was pissed off in rare fashion. I really don't want to address this too much again from what we already discussed, right? This is dragging out with this whole DNA story. I'm about tired of this, still dealing with this storyline. But if you have nothing to hide, just give the man, stop, humble yourself and stop getting irate and pissed off with him and Fatima because he's questioning you. Because, Danny evidently, because I don't know why Zach mentioned this. I heard about how you was in college. I don't know why he mentioned that because she gonna put two and two together and figure out that it's probably Danny that told you her personal business. But you calling me a hoe, she basically said, because you thinking I'm running around with somebody other than you. If it already, he was exempt, Aaron was exempt, you got to be the father. But he said no, you never got my DNA, so it didn't confirm me. So she felt some kind of way, and I'm like, Zach, why you come with this mess with this woman at her grand opening? Like, really? You should have left that alone. So we know how Karen was gonna get over that. And so, oh boy, this thing with the driver that you just met, delivered a few packages. Now he your bestie. It's ridiculous. I think he should have stayed out of it. I think Karen should have addressed him and told him she's fine. Don't say anything. Zach ain't gonna do nothing to hurt you. He want to play superhero though, and Karen loves people coming to her aid. She used to like it when Zach and Aaron used to go at it. She just want that whole chivalry thing to feel like somebody cares about her. And Zach looking like, bruh, this your man, girl. Like, who are you? So stay out of the business. I don't even know why he want to deal with Karen and be in some drama like this with a woman you don't even know. So Pam basically told her, chill, and let that man be a part of his baby's life. Now here we go with Maurice at the club. Let me tell you something. Maurice be pulling the man, don't he? I mean, there be some good looking men he be pulling. So he there because he got his OnlyFans page. Now put in the comments, because I forgot the name of the website he on, but he done met some guy that he got to meet at this club. I think Maurice is treading dangerous territories with what he's doing with his newfound career. But what happened with the guy from last season? He was supposed to be calling that he kind of like. What happened to him? He already now met this new guy, and the guy is really good looking. And, he said, oh, would you think you made some kind of comment about, you think I'm here for a meal ticket or whatever? He said, yeah, you a big old snack, or you are a big meal. He was like, something slick. Maurice said the little comment. I forgot how it went, but, Maurice could be funny. But he's trying to be serious with the man and let him know, tell me a little bit about yourself. And he's talking about how he just got out of a relationship 8 months ago, and, his lover died. And he said that was nice of you. Not nice that the man died, but nice that you, was there for him. And he was like, well, have you ever loved anyone that much? And he said, that's for the 5th date. So, bro, man, like, okay, well, I can't wait to find out on the 5th date. So Maurice is like, I guess he trying to think long term with me. I don't know. But Maurice is trying to play it cool, but of course he don't want to get hurt again. So please tread lightly, Maurice. Now Lisa comes from the back to find out what it is. She told Zach, didn't I tell you not to come here? And Karen looking at like, Mom, what you talking about? So Zach was here earlier. You in my business? So old boy came by to check on Karen, and she said, I'm okay. Sent him to go get her a water. But, and Lisa took Zach, and Zach left. He really thought this whole situation with this guy was really funny. But after the guy went to go get the water, Pam was talking to her about, let Zach be in this child's life. You get all teed off because he wanted DNA test, which is not something unreasonable. And your whole financial situation, if you did find out and give him the proof he needs, you wouldn't have this problem. But of course, she don't want to hear all that. So my man comes back with her water, and she says thank you. And he leaves. Somebody he gonna get something to eat, and of course Pam goes following behind him. But what I love about Lisa, Lisa's reasonable. She said, yeah, Zach came by earlier, and I told him he really shouldn't be here. And she's like, yeah, well, Ma, I guess he didn't listen. And she said, no, y'all don't listen. And the thing about it is, she's just not going to point out Zach's wrong. She's going to point out Karen's wrongness as well, because she understands that it's not unreasonable what he's asking for. Now, Danny is drunk. Danny starts talking about, oh, your place burnt down. And you got this new place. This is nice. You got your baby daddy drama, but auntie daddy going to be there for the baby. I'm like, Danny, why you got to say all that to these strange people? Why you got to say this in front of our clientele about all her drama with her baby daddy? But Danny, she got her issue she's dealing with. Let people know she in therapy. And Karen heard but took the mic away from her and thanked her guests for coming, her regulars and her new ones, and told them to have a good time. Now, in the meantime, Fatima's coming down to talk to Zach because she wants to know what happened. So he told her it went left. Even some guy came. I don't know if it was the guy, Karen dealing with the guy, but he came out trying to be a superhero to her. But she didn't like the fact that I questioned her and, thought I was calling her a hoe. And Fatima had this look on her face like, oh, well, maybe she was, like, kind of look. Now, I'm like, Fatima, you don't know Karen like that to talk about whether she would be promiscuous other than Aaron or Zach. You really don't know her like that. Zach really didn't think it's his baby. Other than Preacher Man, he didn't see nobody else in the picture either. But until Danny told him how she was in college, he more than likely, he shared that with Fatima. That's why she probably made that statement. So she was like, I hope she didn't put her hands on you. He was like, nah, nothing like that. But she just wasn't feeling the situation. So, at this point, I'm just wish that Fatima would just chill on that. Let him handle his business as a man. Some things he got to deal with on his own. But it was nice of her to come up with some information, because if they get little Michael back, he's going to need therapy. And that was really beautiful for her to see. And, that's why Zach said he loved her so much, because she's thinking about his well-being and finding schools that's good for him, and schools that will deal with him getting the therapy and counseling he needs because of the traumatic experience with being with Heather. It's kind of looking like Heather may not get Michael back. And we was always wondering if those tests was real and the results wasn't something Hayden was behind. But at this point, Michael just very well may be in Zach and Fatima's life. Now, back at the office, Andy is, I guess talking to Jordan about lunch later. And then Fatima comes in about how happy she is and how she feels good about how Jordan is making her feel. And hope everything goes okay. But with everything that's going on in the news, she wants her to tread lightly, because even though she's making her happy and everything going great, this is how you felt with Gary too. So you never know what may pop off. So she's kind of warning her, ask the right questions and really dig into him and find out that he's not hiding anything in his past. Then, of course, she's asking about Karen, because Andy could see right through it. It was something else. And she really don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. And I don't blame Andy. And put in the comments if you think Fatima needs to stop putting Andy in that situation to be answering questions about her best friend and her and sharing information. Because she told her how the story went that Karen told her that Zach came in there acting crazy. And she said, no, that wasn't the case. He asked about the DNA test. And right now she feels, don't worry about this with the DNA. Y'all need to take one thing at a time. I'm here to help you with the paternity and dealing with this mediation and family court with little Michael. This is what we need to stick to. And I'm not getting into this mess with you and Karen. So, and that's good advice. And then she also tells her about, you know, tread lightly with Jordan, making sure everything is all right with him. And they still, at the same time, need to be mindful of Hayden because they know old boy is also up to something as well when it comes to that. So, hopefully, sooner or later they will see. Hayden is always scheming, and Fatima's not trusting it. She can't put her finger on it, but she knows he's up to something. And so now Andy is in the office, and she's going over the case, I guess, with little Michael or whatever other work she's doing, and she peeps over and she sees Michael Hayden with the guy that Fatima was talking about. I guess one of the partners. So yeah, he over there cheesing. Joker always up to something. Now this villain right here is freaking out because he's on his laptop listening to a news story about Jordan and his political campaign and how everything is going. I think he's with a charitable youth organization, all the great things going on in the community, and he's waiting for this guy his partner to get this dirt on him from somebody in the police station, and it's not going as planned. It's going a little slower, and he's ready to take action. He done smashing the laptop. He is fuming. Gary is unraveling. He is a mess of a villain this season. We are about to see full-blown, ugly, crazy Gary. And then we find out now, y'all, he's a cokehead. This guy has been filling him up with drugs, which is making him worse. This is what he's doing. And he's at the point where we're going to go and see this guy. We're not waiting for his calls. Let's visit him because this is going too slow. Now, this part right here, I absolutely love. I like the fact that Danny went on her own to go and visit her therapist and really get into the root of things. And this is great for all of us women that are going through things and trauma that we have buried. And she talked about the guy, I forgot his name, it slipped my mind, at the airport that she had the bad situation with. And she said a lot of, she's surprised that she didn't see that ugly dark side of him. And the therapist said, they hide very well. And she wanted to tell the lady how she ran him over with a car, but he's still living, unfortunately. And she said, well, is there any other areas of trauma or abuse? And then she went on to talk about her college experience and how she thought, being with the captain of the football team, how we love being with the captain of the basketball team or the football team. We want to be that it girl when it comes to college life, with the athlete. And that's how she felt. But this man degraded her. He verbally abused her. He put her down and put her to a level where these engrams are now rooted in her. And sometimes we bury past experiences, but then they get keyed in and then they get re-stimulated. And things you do are not really yourself, but you're doing it based on a very painful experience. You don't even realize it's because of a particular incident or incidents that happened. And when she spoke about that, she was like, F you, whatever the lady name was, I forgot, because she thought, she didn't even think about that anymore. And it really hurt her. But she said, you're doing good because she's healing. She's going through this process. Now, Sabrina is going to Rick's shop, and he's excited about the news because he has plans for a new restaurant that he's opening up or a new cafe, and he wanted to share that with her. But Sabrina, I think when she was faced with the incident with maybe going to jail for 15 years and the situation with the bank with Q, that really made her look at her life, look at where it's at, looking about, having a good foundation with someone and having the children she always dreamed of. And when the lady came in with the baby, it kind of triggered her because it brought her back to wanting that baby. Sabrina got baby fever like crazy. But my thing with Sabrina is, sweetheart, you've been with this man only for a few months. At least give the relationship a year. Maybe he'll come around. Give that foundation to be a little bit more steady, rock solid. Really develop something with him before you start talking about babies. So she told him she wanted to freeze her eggs, and he thinks that's a good idea because if it doesn't work out between us, you'll have those eggs and you can move on with somebody else. And he's basically letting you know, I'm not with that, and it may not be me you starting that family with. And I don't blame him because they still really don't know each other like that. Don't put this on this man so soon, Sabrina. He may not be the one. And that's what I feel bad about. And it's stressing him out. And she's feeling some kind of way. Either don't move forward because you know how he feels, or give it more time. Now, Lisa, and put in the comments what you think on that. Now, Lisa comes back to the shop, and it's because she's given a payment to help her daughter out. She loves her baby. She's giving her a check because the finances are really hitting Karen with this new salon she has. And she, Lisa's always fair. She's telling her, get the test. We've had, if you know that this is your father, Zach is the father, give him the answers that he needs, and you won't have to come to me with no money, because he'll make sure that she has what she needs as the mother of his child. She'll make sure that she still has her business, and because she needs it to take care of her and the baby. So he'll look out for her because he financially can do it. But don't let him do it with no proof. Karen, come on, are you crazy? Now this guy right here, put in the comments what you think about this. I don't know why. I still think something kicked off with Jason Weaver's character. The forgot his name, the construction guy. Think something popped off because I heard he got problems with the wife. He just left her. She ain't hear no more from him. I don't know what happened. I think something else is gonna resurface in the future with that. But now you jump into this guy that you liking. Focus on your baby. Don't focus on a man. Now you into the delivery guy. I don't know if they feel that Karen's character has to have a man, even though she's going through this drama with the baby, but she need to leave that alone. She really need to leave that alone right now. Now, Penelope is getting on my nerves. This is another one who they trying to keep relevant. She's snooping. She finds a picture of a woman in Gary's drawer, coming with the lunch or whatever to surprise him. And he's not feeling it. He's coming back with the partner, and he's like, "What the hell you doing here?" Penelope, all you have to do with all the evidence you already got on this man that you shared with Andy, he's no good. You know all the other women. I don't know why you feel you still have to stay with him, get all lovey-dovey, play nicey. You have evidence. You know about the passport. You still trying to dig up for more. You shared stuff with Andy. Just think about your baby. Leave this demon alone. Move on with your child. You can work it out through the courts on parenting and child support and all that. You do not have to be with him. This man is so repulsed by this woman. If she don't see it, she's blind, crazy, and whatever else. But he's so disgusted with her. All he cares about right now is frying her brother, getting him out of this political race, destroy his life. I don't know if Gary, I think he wants that political office, or maybe he wants to make that run, but and also he wants to get him away from Andy, which he can't stand. Even if you got him away from Andy don't want you, Gary. So now he has a picture of some woman. It looks like an older white lady. Evidently this is the woman who's supposed to be plotting to bring Jordan down in some way. I don't know what this scheme is. I don't know what this document is, but it's about to get crazy, and can't wait to see that point. Now, Danny is on the phone with Sabrina, letting her know about what went on in college. And yeah, Sabrina thought that was good because they still don't know a lot of what went on with Andy in college. So Tony comes in to go to lunch, and she's letting him know she's really not in the mood for it. I think this is another relationship that shouldn't get started. I think she needs to continue with her therapy and getting a grip on what she's been going through, and really work on that, because the relationship with Tony may put a little pressure on her. And just getting out of something with Preston, I don't think she should have jumped in something with Tony that quick. And he wants to be there for her, so he says, but she needs some time. But she says something the therapist told her is don't push people away. So she told him he can come by that night. I don't agree. I don't think he should have came by that night. I think she needed time to be alone. So now they back at the office, Fatima and Andy, and Hayden, of course, he's over there listening because Fatima shared the news about Jordan's rival and the dirt they found out with him messing with some girl since she was 16, his secretary. And she said, you know what? They're going to start digging on Jordan too. So be careful and find out. And of course, Nosy is over there listening. Now, this is what I don't like. Unmelanated people are dear white people. This happens to us a lot in our offices, in life in general, but especially in the workplace, when many think that they're better than us or shouldn't be in certain positions that they feel that they're more qualified for. And so she's pointing out, Miss Karen, what Sabrina did wrong on one of her clients' um, accounts. Come to find out, she read the account wrong, and she wants to be a regional manager, and you don't even know how to read numbers on clients' accounts. I'm like, what are you doing at this job at the bank? It's ridiculous. She said you like a $500,000 off. Sabrina said no, it's more than that. It's really like a $500,000 above. So stay out of my business. And she felt stupid and walked away. And when Maurice called, she shared it with Maurice, and he was like, if I was there, I would have handled that. Little House on the Prairies, Partridge Girl, or whatever he said, whatever name he called her. You know, Maurice is crazy. I died laughing when he was talking about it. But this has to stop. We get micromanaged in the office. This happens to us all the time in the workplace, so I could understand why Sabrina was so pissed off. And this is stuff Black people deal with on a regular, especially in corporate America. And in the spirit of Black History Month, I'm going to be addressing that, because these are things that really annoy us, and it's real. It has nothing to do with racism. This is a reality and a racist, behavior that's done upon us every single day. And I understand Sabrina's frustration. Now, here we got Andy and Fatima again in the office, and she says, you're getting ready for your date. And she says, yeah, she's finishing some work. And she said, but I will talk about that situation and bring it up to Jordan to see if his past is cool. So now Gary is talking to Hayden, letting him know that Fatima and Andy were talking, and they brought up the situation about Jordan's opponent. And he said, don't worry about that. I got something for Jordan. And he's like, you gonna let this Andy situation get out of hand? Hayden think he's doing a little too much, and Hayden knows he's a little uncomfortable, but at the same time, he wants to join forces to bring Andy down for his own agenda. But he knows Gary is crazy as hell. So now Zach and Fatima are back home, and I guess they're trying to get everything situated for this trial that's coming out soon, and what's going on as far as little Michael, because I think that hearing is coming up really soon, maybe in the next couple episodes. 1 or 2 episodes, we should find out about that. So they're preparing for that. Then you have Jordan now and Andy, and I'm sorry, you guys. I can't with this guy. All this kissy stuff in the restaurant, and he just goes overboard. Put in the comments what you think. Now this look at this crazy guy right here. He all coked up in the car. He up there looking. He cannot stand the fact, spying on Jordan and Andy coming out the restaurant. See him sniffing his coke. He's a madman. He has this gun in the car, and he's watching them leave the restaurant. He's pointing the gun at them like he's going to kill them right there in the street. But I guess he couldn't do it in time. And his mind is just telling him to do some sick crap. Family, we're going to find out next week how this continues to unravel. Gary is sick and psychotic. And this is just getting more crazier. So until next week, family, stay blessed. Peace. And before I forget, remember to live the life you deserve and stay authentically you. Until next week.